That's the only scenario that Georgia gets thrown out if both of those conferences are undefeated.
Right.
Because if they're not undefeated, then Georgia, even if Alabama beat Georgia, I think we see both of them in the top 4.
So guys, what we saying is the voting people are gonna shit on a one-loss conference champion.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause that's what we saying. Cause if the Pac-12, if Oregon wins the Pac-12, they got one loss.
Let's go! Welcome back to the Woodshed and Hall of Fame College Football with Jason and the Coach. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you're definitely in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. I don't know how you keep either, as I said, I think the committee, look, you're going to tell me you don't give Nick Saban and Alabama the benefit of the doubt if they win,
Absolutely.
Plus, you don't give Kirby, who's won the last 2, the benefit of the doubt as well with one loss.
You do.
You know? Yeah, don't invite me to a good time. Yeah, come on in. Come on, you know what it is. You know what it is. Yeah, Texas has no say, so they will get beat by the Cyclones. I mean, we say that, but I'm just saying, I think even if they finished it unbeaten, depending on who look, Oklahoma's 2 losses didn't probably help them, and them losing to Oklahoma. And look, and they haven't played great. They've been skating by week after week.
Should have got their ass beat this last weekend.
And the weekend before that, too.
And the weekend before, exactly.
I mean, look, they've been close to every game except for BYU in the last 5-6 weeks. They've been freaking close to getting beat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 2 possessions win in Tuscaloosa. Yeah, 2 possession win in Tuscaloosa. Yeah, but it was the first of the year. How much does that matter in comparison to right now? You know what I mean? We know that it wasn't the same football team. Would you give them a win? Would you give them a win if they played them today in Tuscaloosa?
Texas gets their ass beat.
They get I think that they would.
As a matter of fact, they get throttled. Matter of fact, they get throttled if they play today.
Well, I think they will
I think
too.
I think it's at least a 21-point difference.
Hey, Neilio's team did everything but beat them. If it hadn't been for a freaking missed extra point, they win in regulation.
Yep.
You know, and they were ahead 27-7 or something like that at one point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Look, yeah. Look, I still feel like that they may probably lose, but either way, I think that I guarantee you, in my eyes, I think that they put Alabama ahead of Texas at the end of the year when all is said and done. I just think that they will. So, I think that you have more quality wins if you're Alabama at that point too. You still have LSU in the top 15 in the country with 3 losses. In my opinion, that's beating the Heisman Trophy winner too, because I think that Jaden Daniels deserves the Heisman at this point. After what he did last weekend and what he's done all season, he had 350 passing yards and 250 on the ground. That's insane. That's insane. The one place that Florida's been fairly good is defensively and in the trenches, and he beat them up. You know, now Florida is Florida, but you know, in the end, I think he's the best player in the country. That's just my opinion. Okay, I like that Irish green screen. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Coach, you just got you a green screen today, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. Nice, my man. He's got it going together. You got the woodshed over here and the Irish locker room on the other side. That's right.
Got my Notre Dame carpet right there, baby, with the Notre Dame logo.
Heck yeah, man! That's one of the most awesome freaking locker rooms. Anyways, I'm sure you've been in there and toured that before, haven't you? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Shawty Parker.
Shawty.
Gentlemen, how y'all doing?
Good. Shut off
How
that
are
other
you?
party. Yeah. What's up, my dude?
Hey, poor man just trying to make it, coach. That's all I can do.
Same
how
here,
we-
brother.
how we
Same
all do.
here.
So where we at in this conversation, fellas?
Well, we were talking about Georgia not making the playoff.
Yeah.
Possibility. It's possible.
I tend to believe that they would get in either way. If Alabama was to beat them for the conference championship, I think that the committee kind of signaled it tonight by making them number one after their big win last week over Ole Miss. They're number one now. They've got 3 quality wins if they go ahead and beat Tennessee in Knoxville this weekend. Not to mention the one over Kentucky, who a lot of people thought were a little better than what they've ended up towards the end of the year. But I still think that they've shown that they're getting better all the time, and I think that they've got better when Brock went down. That they got more complete when Brock went down. I just don't think that they would. I don't think that they would take them out with an opportunity to win 3 straight with just one loss and it being in the championship game to Alabama.
But who are we measuring them against? Are we measuring them against an undefeated Pac-12 team, an undefeated Big Ten team, and an
I think it would
undefeated
be
ACC team?
I think that it would only be if Florida State was to win out and be undefeated, then yeah, probably not. They wouldn't go in above them. But I still think I think they would go in above Oregon, and I think that they would definitely go in above Texas.
But the point being said is we would need some help, though.
Yeah, you would. But
Well,
I think that would just be Oregon beating Washington, which we all expect to happen, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, it's and I know we talked
Florida
about
State losing. Which
Right, we would need some help.
Yeah, that's like I've been saying. We talked about the scenarios earlier in the Big 12. Guys, there's still a lot of damn football that's got to be played. And, we can project, but it's not till nut cutting time comes over the course of the next 2 weeks that we're really going to be able to iron it down.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Go ahead.
I just think, I was just going to say, I think for Georgia not to be in it, they're going to have to just fall apart at the seams, because you do have a team here that's possibly a three-peat team, and I think people want to see.
They've won 29 in a row.
But guys, how do you justify going
30 in a row? 30 in a row if they get to the conference championship game. 30 freaking football games in a row before they lose one. If they were to lose one, and you're going to keep them out.
The storyline is cool. Trust me, I'm not pulling hard for. Let me make sure that logo showing. I ain't pulling harder for Georgia than nobody. But I'm just, I'm shouting. I'm just being straight up, like I always say. How do you justify putting Georgia in front of an undefeated ACC, Pac-12, a Big Ten school?
I don't think that you would probably do that part, but I think they're not going to leave. What I'm going to tell you is that the SEC there's going to be an SEC team in the playoff, no matter if they're undefeated or not.
Okay.
At least one. They're not going to shut the SEC.
I agree with that. Now, I agree with that. But I'm saying,
if you have Alabama beat them in the championship,
that's my whole point. That's what I'm saying. If Alabama beats
for both teams to go in than there is for if it was to be. Here's the other thing that I would add to that. Yes, you need help. You need Washington to lose, and you need Florida State to lose. But I'll tell you this: I think that you have a better opportunity of getting 2 SEC teams in than you do have 2 Big Ten teams in.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
They don't have the resume either, bro. Come on, the Big Ten's trash.
Well, I'm not even necessarily. I'm just putting that basically where they how the college football playoff got them ranked. They got them ranked for a reason, right? I didn't see the new rankings in Ohio State too.
But let's say Michigan loses, and which I don't expect that to happen. But if Michigan were to lose, it's like Coach was just saying, and Chris, they're kind of pissy off. Everybody's all pissy at them about this cheating thing or whatever, right? This sign stealing, which I think it's pretty clear that everybody
They're going to hold that shit against them if they lose.
But listen,
Sure they will.
they've been pissy at them. That's my whole point, though. If they don't lose, they've been pissy at them ever since they heard about it. They still rank in the top 3 of the playoff rankings. So let's say Michigan wins. Ohio State, who's now the number 1, or I didn't see the new rankings. What Ohio State was?
They're number 2, but if they get beat by Michigan, they're going to drop further because who's their other? They've got one quality win at that point.
But this is the scenario I'm gonna give you, Jason. You got Ohio State losing to Michigan by 3 points. Ohio State is the 1-loss team. You got Georgia losing to Alabama by 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State lost to they lost to the number 1 ranked team. We lost to the number 17 by 3 points. You're saying they're going to take a 1-loss Georgia over the 1-loss Ohio State, even though Ohio State lost by 3 points to the number 1 team, and we lost by 3 points to the number 17.
But their only real quality win at that point is then who? Because Notre Dame, if Notre Dame's still in the top 25, so that's one. Then who's their other one? Penn State.
All I'm saying to you, I'm not even based off. I'm not even basing off that. If they felt
3 qualities, and
I'm saying if they felt so strong about Georgia, then they would already be ranked higher. That's what I'm getting at.
They are. They're number 1 now.
What? That's my whole point. So they feel stronger about Michigan at this moment than they do Georgia.
No, they don't. No, Georgia's
who's number 1? Oh, so I didn't see the new ranking. I'm sorry, I haven't seen the new ranking.
It's Georgia,
Ohio
OSU,
State,
Michigan.
Right.
Yeah, I mean Ohio State. Yeah, Michigan and Florida State, and then Washington.
So they see Ohio State and Michigan both better than Alabama, right?
At the moment, because they're both undefeated.
But here's that's going to be a key game right there, guys. Is Ohio State and Michigan, and the score is going to be another important factor in that ball game. If it's a close ball game, like Shawty's saying, there's not, hell, you may flip them. You may if it's a tight game, there may not be a lot of change.
It should be.
If one of them blows the other one out, then you could see
Ohio
one of
State
those.
won't Michigan beat them. They're in the big.
That's why I gave the scenario of 3 points, Coach, because I'm saying I don't know how you justify if they both lose by 3 points, but one play a much higher ranked team.
Right?
How can you say the team that played the lesser ranked team should get the nod?
Well, who does Ohio State have left? Michigan. Who else?
That's it. I mean, I don't know who.
That's for the championship, though, right? That's not for regular season.
No, it's regular season. So let's see. Schedule. Hold on, let me look.
So they have to play in the regular season, then possibly again in the championship.
No, because it's division. So the championship is going to be that hurts them, because if they were to play twice, then you could see both of them getting in. If one won in the regular season and one won in the other one.
Right. See, that's how I was looking at it. My bad.
Divisions this year. This is the last year of it. But they've got what? okay, Minnesota this week, and then next week is the end of the season against Michigan. Minnesota's not very good, and then they'll play what? It'll be Iowa in the freaking other side. It's got to be right.
Mm.
Yeah,
Nobody else is
probably.
good. Yeah.
And what about Michigan?
Michigan finishes off the season with their Sippin and Brenskie. Here we go.
All right.
What's up, boys?
Look at there.
Dude,
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Sharpe from Sharpe Shooters and our boy, the Sippin Sooner. What's up, boys? How we
What's
doing?
happening, fellas?
Just talking a whole lot of shit.
what's happening? What's happening? What's
How we
happening?
roll, man.
Man, I clicked on the show just in time, man, because y'all was talking about exactly what I've been talking about on my show for like the past 2 weeks, dog.
Perfect.
It's just all the scenarios that can go in there. And I truly believe that it's like so many scenarios.
There are.
Right.
And I think the craziest one that can be, if Florida State undefeated, they're going to be in there. Michigan or Ohio State, whoever undefeated, going to be in there. It really going to come down to that Washington. If Washington lose,
you gotta bring your ass.
if Washington undefeated, it's going to be kind of hard to lead them out. Now,
No, I
that's
think
when
either Florida State or Washington, if they go undefeated, are getting in, right? Wouldn't you say?
Mhm. Because it's like they got
Any
wins.
conference champion who undefeated Power 5 is going to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year for undefeated, yeah, you're going to get in this year.
But you could only have that. You could only have that in the SEC, or the PAC or the ACC, depending on how it goes, though, right?
But the crazy thing is, all those teams go undefeated. Now, this is when it gets you only have one team left. So is it going to put in? Let's just say Alabama beats Georgia. I believe if Alabama beats Georgia, they're in. I don't care. You jumping Texas. I don't care if Texas beat you. They lost to Oklahoma.
What you gonna do with Georgia though?
Georgia gonna have to be out. That's the
Ain't no-
unfortunate part. That's the
damn way.
unfortunate
No
part.
damn way that they toss out a one-loss Georgia with 30 wins in a row by that time.
If those other conferences are undefeated,
Unless both of those
They're
other
undefeated,
unless
you don't
both
have
of
a
those other
choice.
conferences are undefeated. Both of
They
those
have
other conferences would have to finish undefeated, though. That would be
Yeah.
the only way.
That's the
Otherwise, they get
only
beat.
scenario that Georgia gets thrown out if both of those conferences are undefeated.
Right.
Because
think
if they're
you're right.
not undefeated, then Georgia, even if Alabama beat Georgia, I think we see both of them in the top four.
So guys, what we saying is the voting people are gonna shit on a one-loss conference champion.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause that's what we saying. Cause if the Pac-12, if Oregon wins the Pac-12, they got one loss.
Hold on, though.
No,
hold on.
Pac-12. My fault, Jake. Move in.
Somebody's gonna. But here, let me think. Let me ask you guys this though. Let's say Georgia's out, but Alabama then goes in. There ain't no damn way that the conference champion gets taken out of this thing. Do you think? No damn way.
No.
Regardless, the SEC is in there.
No, I'm saying if you're gonna take two teams from the SEC,
It
what
ain't
I'm
matter.
getting at is both of those teams are gonna have one losses. So what I'm saying is if you take two one-loss teams from the SEC, that's saying you're gonna possibly shit on a Pac-12 one-loss champion.
Yeah.
Well, if Washington loses,
Assume the
they're out of
ACC go undefeated.
If that's only if Washington, I believe if Washington just somehow go undefeated, that's the only way. They're not going to put a one-loss Pac-12 team in there.
No.
I truly don't believe it.
No.
No way.
And shouldn't.
And they should.
No, they shouldn't. No, hell no. No. Just like you ain't gonna put a one-loss a team that doesn't win, like last year with what happened with the Big Ten. That shit ain't happening again. If you there ain't no damn way you get one in this year, because the fact of the matter is they don't have the right they don't have a good schedule even in their conference. It's just so weak right? What do
But
you
I
think?
thought the Pac-12 had the strongest strength of schedule.
Hold on though, but they've cannibalized themselves to the point that now they're dropping out of the rankings. Now
Yeah.
Utah's not going to be in the rankings anymore. SC already dropped out of the rankings. Washington State was the flash in the pan earlier in the year, but now they're out of the rankings and lost. Arizona is, I think they're ranked, or are they ranked? Let me see, make sure on that.
Man, I think that we all can agree when they were
Arizona's
saying
number 17, so that's a quality win. But you only essentially you're going to end up with right now you have 4 or 5 teams. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ranked Pac-12 teams. And if Arizona's to lose again, that's going to be tough for them to keep their ranking.
I'm sorry, I just haven't had a cup of. I'm sorry. I mean, since it's on camera, I figured I'd show it. I'm sorry about that.
Well, shout out
we'll
to
see you in Atlanta.
shout out to Bucky's then. And Sharpe Shooters. Yeah, I know that was a fire. That was a shot fired over Alabama's way. I get it. Go for it.
But yeah, man, I think we all can agree that I don't care. They tried to say the Pac-12 is the best conference. We all know how weak that conference is. USC showed how weak they are. Utah, they was considering one of the top teams. I just don't believe in Oregon. Oregon just beating up on a terrible conference, and their best win is Utah.
Yeah, look.
And Washington, I can promise you.
And Utah doesn't look near as good as it did before, you know.
I love
third string quarterbacking, you know.
I love Michael Penix.
I mean,
But if Washington get into that playoff or Oregon get into that playoff, neither one of them will see that national championship. You can pretty much guarantee it. They're not beating Florida State. They're not beating Florida State. They're not beating Michigan. They're not beating Ohio State. They definitely not beating Georgia. And if Alabama get in there, they're definitely not beating them.
No, I don't think that Washington. I think Washington is the worst thing that could happen to them in the Pac-12 for them to get in, because I don't think that they beat Oregon a second time. But I don't know that that's going to really matter if Oregon doesn't win out, which I think Oregon State can screw it up for Washington or Oregon right now.
Yeah, wow, just about to get.
So you guys thinking? Washington is like maybe the 7th or 8th best team in the country.
Yeah. They just, they've got all wins, but come on, man.
I'm still trying to see how they got Oregon ahead of Alabama.
Man, I don't get it. Yeah, me too.
I'm still trying to figure out how they got Oregon ahead of Alabama. Alabama resume.
Well, that's the thing is this is what I'm saying about a lot of this stuff is that, guys, this is not a computer ranking system that's gonna put these teams in. We've got humans in there that are saying one thing and doing another in a lot of instances, when it just depending on who the hell the team is, the decal on the side of the helmet. Sippin, what do you think about that?
Yeah, man. It's real cut and dry for me. If somehow Washington stumbles, they ass out, and they going. I don't know. Like you said, to me, the wild card is what they're gonna do to Georgia if they lose to Alabama. You know, Florida State. We really gonna put all our cards on Louisville to save our ass from them? I don't know.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, guys. Louisville can beat their.
They can.
Louisville's been going under the radar, and I'm telling you, I believe this. I think Louisville has a better football team.
Yeah, and I tell you, I don't think that Jordan Travis can throw it that well. I think he's a decent quarterback. I don't think he's great though.
Yeah,
that's why they got a shot because of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm telling me they're gonna
welcome Coach I to the show. Another Georgia Bulldog. You in trouble, Brenskie. You in trouble now.
Hey man, I don't like it. I feel like I'm cornered right now, man. I don't like that.
What's up?
What's going on, fellas? That man had to feed my face after the live stream, dog. That's what was taking me so long.
yeah. Everybody got to make sure you get over there and check out Protect the Hedges. Respect the Hedges. Sorry, Respect the Hedges. That their weekly live stream, Georgia football deal. Hey, love the show, man. Love the show. Yeah, man. We're just talking about if carnage ensues, what happens?
I don't know. I'm kind of like Shawty. It's gonna be hard to leave some conference champions out. It just depends on how many teams stay undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, You got a shot for 4 conferences to have undefeated champions, but it could also turn into one loss. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I know it's not right, but you start talking one losses. I'm like you, Jason. I don't know how you're gonna leave Georgia out of that conversation, considering because we know the committee.
Win their championship.
Back-to-back champions and 30 in a row, and you're gonna leave them
That's
out?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like we know the college football playoff, you gotta have they committee, you gotta have some money in the bank with them. You know what I'm saying? Like SEC got money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? Big Ten, money in the bank, ACC. How's the Clemson? Not Florida State though, you know what I'm saying? Kind of some money in the bank, but I don't see the Big Ten and SEC getting left out if it's all one losses. I don't care who won what conference. And at that point, again, it's gonna be some people mad because I don't think they go. I think Alabama and Georgia would be in if Alabama beat Georgia in the SEC championship.
I think there should be, and I think the only one that would really have an argument at that point for me, if you have one-loss teams, like Florida State having a loss, which I don't know, they would have to lose in the conference championship, so that would eliminate them for sure. But then if not, Washington could lose this week. I mean, they've got Oregon State this week, and then Oregon's got Oregon State next week. So I mean, Oregon State can play big time, screw it all up for everybody deal. You know,
Washington they still got to go to Washington State as well later on. So.
I mean, yeah, we got to go to Knoxville this weekend. You know, and Louisville.
Right.
Like, you know, they've been looking forward to this game because they still hanging on to that they was going to beat us if it hadn't started raining with 4 minutes left in the third quarter or something like that when we was up 24-3. Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee.
So what if you had all one-loss champions?
I think that Texas gets let out. If Texas was one loss, I think they get left out even over Alabama. Even though they beat Alabama, and that would be the ones that are the most pissed off. But that was earlier in the season. I don't think that anybody in America, aside from if you're a Texas fan, thinks that Texas would beat Alabama again.
Well, when I'm getting at in you guys' scenario, if we have all one-loss champions, we're gonna have 2 SEC schools in. So that's what I'm saying. Who get pooped on?
Well, what
ACC?
The loser of Michigan and Ohio State.
Loser of Michigan, Ohio State. Well, yeah, for sure. Well, I think that they do anyway because you can't win the championship.
Well, if Michigan loses and Ohio State goes on, you know, as the one-loss champion for some, I don't know. But Michigan couldn't. They need the Big Ten championship. Their schedule was worse than ours.
Absolutely, but I think that if they win, they're automatically going to win the freaking Big Ten championship because the Big Ten West sucks. It's Iowa. You know
outright. They suck outright.
As bad as the rest of the league. I mean, it is. You've got 3 teams that are decent right now, and that's it.
Yep.
So you got 2 SEC schools. You're gonna take who the Pac-12 champion, then who would be the 4th team?
Big 12 champion. I mean, Big Ten champion.
Big Ten. Yeah, Big Ten.
The ACC,
and 2 SEC.
Yeah,
ACC would get left out.
I think Florida State is their one. Florida State is the ACC one hope. Even if Louisville's a one-loss champion and they don't have enough in the bank, man. They ain't got enough in the bank though.
They put Florida State in.
Yeah, exactly.
What you think, Sister?
They put Texas in before they put Florida State in.
As a one-loss champion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely for sure.
Except you said they put Florida,
but Texas would have the better win, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would. Except here's the deal, though. But again, humans are making these decisions, and we've all watched Texas freaking get by the skin of their teeth for the last 6 weeks.
Well, they got that rabbit foot in their pocket, man.
Now Florida State almost lost to College, so I don't know.
It got beat by OU.
And got beat by OU. And OU losing 2 games doesn't probably help Texas either.
I agree.
OU loses 1 more game, it's just making Texas' case worse. You beat Alabama early in the year.
OU's not going to lose another game. Don't be coming in here saying that shit.
But no, even if they don't lose another one, the teams they lost to, it still hurts Texas.
And Florida State only lost
Hope
to
you like
Louisville.
going and getting the brakes beat off of them last week.
Or one loss to Louisville. Okay.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because I just don't see Texas just be hurting their case because they should have lost to Kansas State. I wish they lost to Kansas State. That would have settled a lot of stuff. I don't know who I think they go to Iowa State.
Texas goes to Iowa State this weekend, and then they finish it. What is it? They've got who's their last game? Sippin. Who's Texas' last game?
Probably nobody.
Texas Tech.
Oh yeah, Tech at home. But
Yep.
I mean, you can see
Hey,
right?
I'm going to tell you something, guys. Texas Tech is one of those teams. They'll upset your ass in a game like this.
Well,
They
they
don't have a damn thing to lose.
They just got
Right.
done doing that to
Right,
Kansas.
Coach.
They just got done doing it to Kansas last week. So
And I'm telling you, Texas, I can't tell you how many times Texas has gone to Texas Tech and got their ass beat.
Yeah.
but it's in
Crabtree
Austin.
and them.
This one
It's
is
in
in
Austin.
Austin, though.
Are they playing at home?
Mhm.
Well, then it ain't happening.
Well, the commissioner will be there with his Vaseline, so I don't know.
He could.
So, hey, Jason, last year when